And welcome everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and here we are at Agent Wealth Success. And this is just a fabulous time. This is where our mastermind meets, where our referral group meets. We've had all kinds of referrals coming back and forth throughout the United States that we really have just some wonderful opportunities for everybody. And I'm still admitting people because, again, to be up to speed on Zoom, you have to either have a passcode or or you go into a waiting room and you have to allow people to, you have to let them in then. But this is, you're going to love this session. We have so many exciting things, and probably the most exciting thing about it, and again, it's all exciting, but for me is that I'm going to share with you a way to really start feeling you having all of the success that you want. And it's all about you feeling it. And when you can feel it, you can have it. And so you're going to definitely get it. We're going to start out with an overview of the economy and of real estate, and give you hot off the press, like information that just came out literally late last night. You're going to have it. And the reason why this information is important is because you want to be a knowledgeable agent. And basically, there's three considerations for when selecting an agent. So people are going to select you, whether you're in a listing presentation, whether they're just connecting with you, they're going to select you if you can show that you have relevant expertise on a national, local business about real estate. So I'm going to give you all the information that you need in order to really be on top of it, know exactly what to share. Some of it will repeat, but it's good to hear this again and to internalize this and understand just all the opportunities that are upon us right now in the world. And then also your community reputation and your local connections are important, but the main thing is your relevant expertise. And we're going to give you all of the relevant expertise that that you'll need in order to connect with people. And so we're going to talk about that, and know that as far as referrals, if you do have referrals, like last week we meet every Tuesday, and last week we actually talked about referrals, exchange referrals, had some in Houston, Austin, California. We're literally all over the United States, and we will hear just a brief recap on one of our lead programs. And I always get a kick out of people say, oh, I don't have the money right now for the lead programs. You don't need any money for these lead programs, and they are absolutely the best. Over 80%, if not like 99% of the leads you get will close, and they're really just tremendous. But one of our lead programs is our investor lead program. And we'll just hear like a minute from who's managing that division, if you will, for us, that area for us, who is the #1 expert on investors, on flipping, on commercial, on multifamily, on doing all kinds of things. And so you'll be able to get with Rebecca if you want to get involved either as an investor or as an agent to do the buy sell on it and get commission. So it'll build your business, and a great way of doing it. And then we'll talk about a few other fascinating things that you're going to just love, that's going to help you with your business, and a couple of our other lead programs that we have. And so let's get to it and start looking at an overview. And let's start by looking at that. I want all of us to start having a vision, and we'll be talking about this later on too, is to have a vision on, hey, how are you going to end this year? Okay, and then how are you going to have the best 2021? And literally, my agents are having the most business they've ever had, and you'll see you will too. All you have to do is show up to these and to hear it, and then on Thursday to show up to the Thursday meeting as well. And I have that link for you, but that's at 10 o'clock Central time as well. Oh, I got a few people in the waiting rooms. Let's get them in here. And so welcome. And so I think we're good now. Yeah, there we go. And in order to have a finish strong in this last quarter and to have a fast start in 2021, first of all, you need to know what's happening in the marketplace, and you need to have that knowledge. That's what the consumer is looking for. And again, we're going to give you all the knowledge you need. I literally have the pulse, if you will, of the real estate industry, of the economy, that I'll even look into the future for us and tell you what's going to go on. And for those of you that have been with me, you know that, hey, I've been blessed with understanding on what a robust future we all have ahead of us. And we can make it that way for you as well. And then I'd like you to make a commitment now to be the knowledge agent. And so both a knowledge agent and a feeling agent. I really want you to get into this word love, to love yourself, to love others, to love the world. And we have some great training on how to build your business. We just completed some training, in fact, with Teresa and Teresa is here. And she's one of the top agents in America, top 1% agents. And we are doing, we have a 4-module training course that is just going to get you up to speed. It's going to help you remember on how great you are and what necessary steps, how to talk to people, all the details you need to build your business right now. You don't have to pay another penny for lead programs or anything with us. And it's all fun too. And we have lots of fun. In fact, we'll be doing a little singing later. You know, we like to laugh and have more fun. And then I'll show you the 6 steps to manifest your desire. So let's talk about the economy. Who's leading the economy? Real estate. In fact, do you know that this month, and again, I would start taking some notes on this, that this month in October, that it's the biggest mortgage closing month ever. And the month isn't even over yet. And I'm telling you, it's the biggest closing month ever in the history of real estate is October. It's just unheard of. There are such great things going. We are in the perfect industry. You prayed for more, you got into this perfect industry, and now you're with America's #1 real estate team to take you to everywhere that you want to go. And so be aware of that, and that we're leading the way. But the good news also is with jobs. And so why jobs? Well, all of us should know that in real estate, jobs means real estate, and that they need places to live. And so jobs continue to return. September report that came out a week ago Friday, unemployment rate is at 7.9%. At its height, it was 14.7. So we're about half of we've gotten back about half of the unemployment. We won't get to under 4% like we were before COVID until probably 2 years it'll be that we'll get there. And then just kind of a side note about the kind of the world, October is expected to have 2 full moon cycles. And so we already had one, and we're going to have another one. And it's just kind of cool to look at this beautiful world. This is a beautiful world. And I'd ask all of us to be kind, to be patient, to be loving to others. And let's expect prosperity for all of us. Existing home sales report is now 10.5% more than last year. So existing home sales have increased by 10.5% from last year. Last year was a banner year for us, and that is 10% more. So if you're not into this flow and getting this business, you need to be with us. In fact, I had many of our agents say, oh, I'm at closings this morning. That's not why they're not with us right now. Oh, another meeting room here. Okay, admitted. And so we all want to, you all want to build your business, and this is how, the easy, fun way and the good way. The stock market is up 2.4% this year, but the NASDAQ is up 20% for the year. In fact, I've purchased 2 different real estate stocks, and they have increased by increased by 6%, and the other by 6 times. And so in other words, Actually, one of the stocks I put in 100,000 and it increased by 6 times. So I got 600,000 netted, 500,000. I did that all within the last like 6 weeks. And so it's just booming. Everything is booming. And new home builders, that's another good stock, you know, if you want to get into it. 24% of the workforce now works at home. That's a 31% increase. So you got a quarter of all of the workforce is working at home now. And that probably will start to continue to trend up because businesses are figuring out how to be able to do that. And so the third quarter was the mother of all economic rebounds. It's never rebounded so great in this last quarter. Now we're into October, November, and December. And again, we're looking to have just a banner 3 months. It's going to be more, another prediction here, okay? It will be more in each month in October, November, December, January, and February than it's ever been before. So these 5 months, you know, we used to just kick back and say, hey, not much going on, the holidays, nobody's buying or selling. There is so much demand, backed up demand, that it is going to be a flurry. And so the world has changed, folks. And so spring isn't a big deal anymore, especially this year, right? And all that pent up demand is now coming to that. Jobs are coming available. It's just a grand time to be alive and to be in this world. COVID-19, CDC announced that only 6% of the deaths were actually exclusive COVID-19, which makes it one of the least mild flus. People have been dying from flus forever. But the point here is that it's existing conditions. So I want you to be healthy. And if you want to know how to be healthy, I can show you how to be healthy. There's 3 easy steps on how to be healthy, and you just put it in God's hands, and you'll see that if you have good feeling thoughts, if you will breathe deeply, and if you will drink lots of water, those are the 3 magic steps. And you'll see God will take over from there when you have those good feeling thoughts and you take care of yourself. But I can help you with your health. So if you have any conditions, to include COVID, I've helped people recover from COVID. In fact, Teresa had a client where I helped her recover from COVID. And so all of us can be healthy. And we have the power, with God, we have the power to do all things. So know that we can do that. Protests and reform, we're right in the midst of that. Again, I actually wrote a book about it, Health, Wealth, and Success with Lion Strategy Group, that it is a way to help. In fact, it's one of our lead programs. It's helping first responders. And so we're just all involved in that, and know that all of this is for better. The world is getting better by all of these things happening, whether it's COVID or protests and reform, it's getting better. So now we're kind of focused, bracketing down, okay? And so now you got some good knowledge, a good way to recap. In fact, let me give you a tip on how to get a listing in the next week. That all you need to do is send 5 Halloween cards, okay? And because that's the time of year, 5 Halloween cards every day. And just share a little about this knowledge. Just say, hey, did you know that there were more mortgages in October than ever? People are buying and selling, and this is your time now to get out there and be able to do it. Plus, it helps all the economy and gives all these jobs. You know that when we have a closing, that there's over 50 different businesses that are impacted positively by that. So we are a big, significant factor on helping the economy, and they can help the economy by helping themselves and owning the American dream. So write those thank you note, thank you note, or hey, I just was thinking about you, hope all is well. And I wanted to let you know that real estate is booming. If I can help you with that, it's just a quick little nice note like that. And just do it with heart. Don't think about, oh, I'm going to get business or whatever. Take the money out of the equation, and then all the money will come to you. And so it's this whole idea about, that's why the Bible is saying the root of all evil is money. Take money out of it, just use your heart and really just love and give to people, and you'll see that everything will be well. Now, another thing about real estate, I want you to know about your market. So I happen to be in North Dallas, DFW area, okay? Did you know in September, and you know in your market, wherever you are, that in September, the 2020 dollar volume of North Texas on existing homes equaled $4.03 billion. So $4 billion. Did you know it was the fourth straight month in a row over $4 billion? That's something you should tell your clients about. It's never been that way. This dollar volume was up 43% versus September in 2019. Okay, so it's just unbelievable. 27% were more transactions, and then 13% higher sales price. So the reason why that data, you should know about your market. And so if you're in Austin or wherever you are, go find that out. Go Google it, get that information and see where you are. There is good news. There's a lot. And I want you to have your fair share, which is all that you want, that, it is here. This is not 2008, folks, where everything went down. This is the biggest explosion for us ever. And then another fact on real estate is new residential construction in the US is up 139,000 units. And it's breaking records every month. There's more new homes. Why is that important? Because we have a new home lead program. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. I had this morning someone text me and say, oh, I can't afford, I don't have it in my budget. I'm thinking, what in your budget? There's no money on this, and it's the best lead program in the world. I just had an agent last week land a week and a half ago, land a 200 homes selling for $500,000, and she's the preferred agent now. All because of this way that we have a unique way in order to get with them. And in fact, I can show you on just one of the steps, the easy steps is you do a banner. And so you do a banner, a flyer, and you give that to the sales consultant. And again, I have a whole way of doing it. If you want to know, contact me on how to do it. But it's really amazing that I've had agents I just had an agent yesterday connect with the sales consultant, and so it just keeps on happening. It just gets better and better. And again, it's an easy program that I can send you everything. Basically, we've done it all for you, that you just need to replace your picture and whatever developer, new builder that you want, but they are booming. And so let's see, also just know existing home prices jumped to $310,000 now. It's up 11.4%. So is it the time to sell? You bet. And I want you to be focused on listing. One of the things is listings. If you don't know how to do a listing, we did a special webinar last week on listings. But there's easy ways in order to get listings, and that you just need to ask for it, and it's the perfect time to sell, and it's the perfect time to buy, because interest rates are low. They can buy more house now than they ever had. So the interest rate has a better effect for the buyer, as far as they can still buy a bigger house, even though house prices are rising. And so I think that's good. We came into a situation where, we had an investor who was an investor, and they were saying, hey, I wonder, how much, how many closes, how many people are being forced out of their homes, and, the bank get it back. And the answer is pretty much none. Okay, there's, a few thousand in the whole United States. So that's not a hot area to go look at foreclosures. But that investor also wanted to know hey, is this a good time to lease or whatever? And so just understand this, that new home builders could build 1.5 million homes every year, single family homes in the next 10 years, and we still wouldn't meet all the demand. So there is lots of pent-up demand and lots of opportunities, and with this low interest rate that we expect to actually be for the next couple of years, but you want people to take advantage of it now, because you never know on what might happen on that. And first-time home buyers are accounting for 1/3 of home sales. I want you to be thinking, what's my strategy for the rest of this quarter in 2021? Do I want to do new homes buyers? Do I want to do these builders? These builders are booming. Their stock is booming. The number of homes has increased by 43% versus last year. I mean, it's just going bonkers out there, folks. And you just need to decide which one. I had an agent a couple of weeks ago that I said, hey, have you decided on which lead program you want? And they said, well, not yet. And it's been 3 months. Like, just make a decision and do it, and God will take you there and help you with that. The other thing is there's 2 million renters out there that actually have the ability to purchase a home. So there's a whole nother opportunity. I mean, really, there are so many opportunities. You got new home buyers, you got first-time home buyers, you have all these renters that are out there. You have first responders that we have an amazing, incredible program for. We have new home builders. We have the referral program, the investor. You just need to make a decision. So I want you to look at us as this is a big, huge buffet, and at which one do you want? Go to the dessert. Get the easiest, best tasting, lead programs that you love, that you got heart with, and go for it. And so let's see. So let's go into investor leads, and Rebecca, are you there? And could you just, or hold on, before we go to Rebecca, what are your thoughts and comments about this? A lot of great information. That what did you like best? What can you run with? Thoughts, comments?
Well, I have a couple of things that I've been doing here lately, and one of them is just, I think, is maybe the most simple process is go back through your database, go through your previous clients and call them and see what all of this great knowledge and information that you've shared, and share that with them. So for example, like if I've got a past client, they've lived there for 5 or 6 years, it's an easy conversation to talk to them about the refi options, and see where they're at, and see if it will help them, see if they've refinanced, and see how we can help them with that. If it's someone that is maybe I met from an open house, and I went back through them and contacted them, and through that contact, I realized that one of these ladies might be an option and eligible for a 0% down program that's available through Bank of the Ozarks. And so it's just spinning up what is best for you. And that's what you said, find out what's best for you and how you feel like is going to be your best option. Maybe it's the first responders, maybe it's the investors, maybe it's your past clients, maybe it's something with KV Core, which you didn't even mention is another option, but maybe that's another way for you to stir up leads. And actually, one of the things with KV Core, so how I can help them. But those are a couple of my thoughts and ideas. So
that's great. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we actually have more lead programs that I haven't mentioned. Those are kind of our core ones that are free, that you can hop on and start enjoying this prosperity. I mean, literally, we're having people making lots of money, helping lots of people. It's just fabulous. And other thoughts, other comments about?
One last thing. This is something that I've been doing, goes along with your note writing.
Yeah.
You guys can probably read that. It says, I know just the trick. Refer your friends and family. I'm going to have to turn around.
Yeah.
And I will treat them with the highest level of service. And what I do is I go buy a little candy, put it in a little bag, and go pop by. And I dropped off a couple of these to my clients yesterday, and they love it.
Oh my God, that's so cute. And it's just fun. I want all of us to just lighten up and just have fun, and that, no matter what your circumstances right now, quit looking at it on what you don't want and just start thinking, hey, I want more fun. I know God can lead me to a better life, and I want that now. And I love that that little trick or treat, and you know
Yeah.
how cute that was that you put that trick or treat in. I know Teresa just moved into a new neighborhood, and she was giving out candy too to all her neighbors, and so she's picked up, I don't know, a listing, a couple buyers, anyways, a bunch of business just by being, you know, a good neighbor. And so all of you are living somewhere, go be a good neighbor and just knock on the door and say, hey, just wanted to say hi, and hope you guys are doing good. Introduce yourself and give them a little candy or whatever, you know. So that's a great one. Any other thoughts, comments before we move on?
Yes, hi, Dr. Hank.
Yeah.
Um, I really like the part about with the builder. For one thing, it's fun and it's easy. So if you get someone to go to a builder, they normally already have their contract, so you don't have to worry about doing the contract. You just sign your name, and
Exactly.
yeah. So
Exactly.
that's really good, and it's going around, and it's so many builders now everywhere. They're just building, building, building. So they let you know that the economy is not doing too bad. You know, it's doing, it can't be if they, or they wouldn't be building. So I think that the building thing is, it's really, really great.
Yeah, that's great, and great comment, Victoria, and it is. And the story I love most is probably 10 years ago. I've been doing this for over 10 years with this building, but I had a lady come to me and said, listen, I want to make a lot of money, but I don't have much time. I got 4 little kids at home, and so can you tell me what would be the easiest? I said, go attract, and just know that you can attract anything that you want. Whatever you pray for, God makes it for you, okay? And you can attract, well, she attracted one large home builder that lasted the last 10 years, where she made lots of money. And what happens is these sales consultants call you and say, hey, I got a buyer for you that they want. And the reason why we become preferred agent is because we offer so many services that most of us haven't ever thought of before. And I can tell you this, no other agent is walking in with flyers on, hey, here's what I'll do for you, sales consultant, and then also here's what I'll do for your buyer. And when you hand those buyers that don't have an agent being represented, and they go, oh yeah, sure. And you even have a sign-up sheet. And so because people want to sign up, we just did one on one builder, they're paying 6%. Okay, they're only $250,000 homes, but they're paying 6%. So what does that mean? It's really like a $500,000 home. So they're making whatever, 14 grand or whatever. They're going to give $2,500 back for upgrades to the buyer. You think the buyer would like to use you if you're giving $2,500 free to them because there's no added charge by having an agent? That, in a nutshell, is the leads program and how effective it is, how easy it is. You go in and you just go to your nearest new home builder, and you'll see, go Google it or go drive around and find one. And it's just an incredible program. And again, you just need to do it. You know, what amazes me is, you know, as most of you know, I started my coaching again because of COVID, and basically my angels told me, hey, people need my help and to kind of get them going and off and running. And when I've been coaching, I've noticed that when I talk about the new home builders, they go, oh, I want to know about that. And I'm thinking like, wow, you know, I've been sharing that before. But, you know, there's just something that you just make a decision. Hey, if you like it, and Victoria just made a decision. She said, hey, I like that. And Victoria, you just, you know, call on me and I'll send you the forms and what handouts there are. And we can talk about it. And so it's easy peasy. And that's the way that we like it. So with that, say, Rebecca, could you just give us a brief, you know, minute or two recap on where you are with the investors program? Yesterday we were talking, and I said, well, let's look at, in fact, we're going to do this later on with all of us, but let's look at where we are now. And we took the whole hour basically talking about all the opportunities that we have with this investor program. So can you give us a little rundown on where we are with the investment program?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dr. Hank.
Good morning.
It's a fabulous day. I'm out traveling with my sisters. My baby sister's getting married, so I don't have my my camera because they're in the car with me and they don't want to be on camera and I don't want to pay modeling fees. So So anywho, yeah, we were talking yesterday, and Dr. Hank says, well, what do you have going on? Tell me about your business. And we just started writing it all out. And it's just been amazing the way that things have just grown tremendously since this whole COVID thing. Folks, it's really interesting because folks say, oh, well, I'm sure people aren't investing. And I go, absolutely opposite of that. I said, this is the moment in time that people with money, the wealthy, the 1%, have been waiting for probably since 08, 09, when they all put their money in that, right? And so it's just been fantastic. We have a couple of team members that are really focused on this investing side, like Paula. I know Paula's on the line. And so we have a couple of deals that we're looking at on the multifamily side. So that's anything from, gosh, I think Paula went out and saw, a property that over the weekend, actually, a multifamily that we're talking to a buyer about. We've been working with Teresa and her first responders program to get some folks, up to speed with investing. So it's really been a blessing to literally start with the person that's never invested, the person that's trying to figure out, what do I do with this extra lot that's next door to me and, that I'm doing nothing with, right? Like, how do I leverage that, all the way up to the people that, have been investors and seasoned investors for a long time and helping them grow portfolios. So it's just really been an exciting time for us and for the team. We're growing tremendously, and we've been getting calls from other agents just really around the country, specifically for Texas, but honestly just everywhere in the country. We're able to connect just different opportunities and things like that. So if you have ever been interested in investing yourself, or you have a client that's interested in investing, I just invite you to contact us, contact our team. We're more than happy to help you. We have tremendous resources out there. Honestly, after I was writing it all out and, really just kind of doing a brain dump on this, I just really realized how much of a reach we have, and we're talking, international even. So, so that's kind of my 1-minute update. I don't know if I was longer, but thank you, Dr. Hank, for letting me share.
Well, it's fantastic. And just to give you an insight into what, first of all, Rebecca's the most knowledgeable person that I know about investing. And this is from flipping houses to, she has investors doing $350 million multi-units and commercial. And so this is real high end, and we have the investors. So if you have an opportunity, you just give that to Rebecca, or you can just, and when we say join the team, I mean, there's, you just say, hey, I'm interested, I want to know about investing, or you want to help our investors. Our investors are looking for properties. And so we're looking all over the United States. So we could, take something in Austin or Tampa or wherever you are. And so, and again, I'm typically the conduit for this, and these include referrals that you have. You have a client, I just did 3 referrals yesterday from all different parts of the United States on that, and there's no charge to this. You just make money. So if you're giving a referral that that typically what people do is they say, hey, I got, a buyer that's going to go, or I got a friend in another town that's selling their home, and you have an agent, and then I hook them up, or we get with Rebecca if it's investing, and we hook you up, and we can teach you on how to invest as well. And again, Rebecca is just incredibly knowledgeable. In fact, Teresa and I were yesterday talking about just, she's the most knowledgeable person we know about every type of aspect of investing. And so we have that whole group. And again, if you're interested in that, if that's something that you like, reach out to me or reach out to Rebecca. Rebecca, could you give yourself to us so that we have that?
Sure, I can share it in the chat. But if you want to,
and then also just announce it if you would. Just
sure. So my direct cell phone number is 682-229-6710.
Can you give that again?
Sure, it's 682-229-6710. And I will say, since I'm traveling these next couple of days, text message would be the best way to reach me.
Yeah, okay. And just so you know, Rebecca's in California, and yes, she is helping her dear sister and with their marriage and everything. It's a fun time. But she's also meeting with investors out there, and so she has a meeting actually every month that you can virtually tune into, and we typically have a speaker, and Rebecca has it all done professionally. It's really neat. But again, we have the investors, and you just need to know. So you don't need much money either in order to start getting involved in this. Like what's kind of the low end of that you need to kind of get started, Rebecca?
Sure. It's really funny because you're right. I'm out here, I'm meeting with some investors tomorrow and Thursday because my sisters are flying back. But
Yeah.
it's really interesting because yesterday I was at with family, and one of my cousins, just starts talking about real estate, not knowing actually, because it's like an extended family member, right? Like we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Yeah.
And so he just started kind of asking, he's like, I hear that Texas has a lot of da 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 da, right? And so it was so funny because, anyways, I picked up a client yesterday at a family event.
That's great.
Yeah, the low. I mean, I would say at the very minimum, you want to have at least 20,000.
Okay.
Actually, Paula was able to locate some off market property. There was 3 lots, and we were able to negotiate a under 20,000 for those. And yeah, and so honestly, I mean, I think that that's a good amount to start with to be able to be effective as 20. But realistically, like if you want to do a flip or something like that, I would suggest maybe having at least 50 if you're looking for like a flip opportunity. Those would kind of be the minimums.
Yeah, yeah. And if you don't have that just get involved, and you can make the 3% or whatever, on locating a property for us or whatever, and make money that way. And then also you can leverage your money, so you don't necessarily have to have that money in cash. And there's other ways to get that type of money, but it's a great time for investing, and it's the #1 asset that investors are going after right now, and that hasn't been true since about '08, like Rebecca had said. Well, that's great, Rebecca. Any other comments you want to share with us? Oh,
Sorry, I was responding to the chat.
okay, good.
Yes, I would say the only other comment that I would make is, kind of just to piggyback on what you said, if you don't have the money to invest, there are opportunities where people are looking for credit partners. Okay,
Yeah.
so in other words, somebody has the cash to invest, but they need the credit partner either because they've already leveraged, right, their credit in another place, or maybe their credit's not as good, but they have the cash or something like that. So yeah, even if you don't have the cash, there's still other things, right? And then there's also sweat equity. Like one of our other agents, Keelan, he's really, pumped about this whole thing. And he's putting in some sweat equity and, actually been able to attract some opportunities. So if you're really
Can you
interested on
define
this,
sweat equity, please?
Sure. Sweat equity is basically where you put in the work. In other words, he's actively looking for real estate opportunities on the listing side, right? So like distressed property owners, right? So that could be, doing signs, or that can be making outbound calls, or the social media aspect of it, right? So there's a couple of things that, just like with anything else, when you put your work into it, right, it turns a profit. And so that's why we call it sweat equity.
That's great. That's great. Well, I love that. So yeah, lots of different opportunities. And again, that's just one of our lead programs that's been very successful for a lot of us. And I don't know if you counted up, but do you have a dollar number on, with all your investors and everything, on what we're working? Is it over $1 billion?
Oh, at least, yes.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for your expertise, and we really appreciate you, Rebecca. And have fun, and happy marriage to your sister. And you girls go have fun and go out shopping now. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, I don't have to ask you twice on that. Huh?
Definitely not.
Well, that's super. And we're going to move now into how to manifest what you want in this quarter in 2021. And before I get to that, though, any other comments or thoughts before we move on? All right. So I want us all just to kind of relax here now. Okay. I'd like you to get easy. In fact, I just want to calm you and put you in a relaxed state. It will help open up your mind, put you in a state of allowing. And so why don't you all just close your eyes? And it's a good way to go within the kingdom within. And just breathe deeply. And I want you to breathe in 5 seconds and real deep. And then breathe out 5 seconds. And just say to yourself, relax. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you breathe in, ask for your mind to just be quiet. Quiet your mind. Feel so relaxed, so comfortable, so at ease. And now that we're more relaxed and at ease, we're going to go through an exercise. I actually want you to write down, so you probably have to be opening up your eyes at some point on this. But I'd like you to write a letter to the universe. It's just a beautiful concept. You can also say write a letter to God. And so in this letter, we're going to have a couple of components to this. And the first thing is that I want you to write down, and we're going to only focus on the business right now. You can use this with anything. And by the time you're done here, you're going to be able to feel having the type of business that you want for the rest of the year and next year. And it's all about this feeling. See, we're energy beings. And if we can feel as though we have it, that you will have it. And the universe, God, has to respond to that. So to start out, and it's a little bit different than I normally say, hey, I don't want you to even look at what is, or I don't want you to look at your fears or whatever, but you'll see how this progresses. And it's just a beautiful, delightful way for you to now create what you want for your business. Again, we're going to focus on your business. So I want you to describe where you are right now in your business. And that could be, you could start writing down, hey, I got a deal closing this month. I'm working with 2 buyers. Get real specific on where you are. Or maybe it is, I don't have any deal. And so that's good. That's fine. It doesn't matter where you are. What matters is where you're going. And so I'd like you to just write that down. And then maybe say like, if where you are right now, I don't really have any lead programs, or, I'm spending too much money on some lead programs, or I don't have a good team, or, whatever is going on in your business. Okay. I'm new to the business. I don't have any past clients, and I can't use like what Ryan had suggested, that you contact your clients, you don't have a list, whatever it is, good or bad, I want you to write it down. And so where are you right now? And the beauty of this, as you're doing this, know this: God knows exactly where you are in your business. God knows exactly where you want to go with your business. And God knows the path of least resistance, most allowing for you to get there. And so if you'll just have faith and trust, and just know that this exercise that we're going through is going to put you right in the lap of God, if you will, and right to what your desires are. So describe where you are right now. Now, we're going to have a turn of events, probably the first time you've ever heard me say that I want you to now state the things that you're concerned about. And specifically, these are things, they're more emotional, they're more psychological for you, but there are some major things that get in all of our way. That path of least resistance, you can get everything you want if you get rid of this. It is anger. So think about, what are you pissed off about? If you're pissed off about something, I'm pissed off at COVID and it's preventing me from my business. Again, we're going to focus more on business. But think about what maybe you're angry with, okay? Think about what you're sad about. That you're sad maybe you don't have enough business. You're sad that someone died of COVID that was a client or whatever. Again, try to relate it to business, but you can have it certainly blend in your personal life. The other one is hurt. So sad is kind of sad. I got, tears. And so like, imagine that you have a pail full of tears, that's the sadness. Hurt is where, it just hurts me, it hurts that deal went south, that, it hurts me that I didn't make a decision before to like go with Dr. Hank and have all this money, stock and passive income, because it's all okay, because it doesn't matter, because all that matters is where you are now and where you're going, okay? So there's anger, there's sadness, there's hurt. And then there's shame and guilt. And I want you to think about shame and guilt. Are you guilty about something? Oh, I've been working so hard. I don't want to even build my business. I've been working so hard. I haven't been with my kids enough. I just had that happen with a top producer, probably the top 100th producer in the United States in mortgage. And that was, one of the challenges that, I'm making all this money. And she's making more money than most people make in a couple of years. She's making every month. But she has all this guilt. And if you send out guilt about, I'm sorry, I was with my family, or I didn't do a very good job with my client, or I promised my client this, and that guilt, what you're doing is you're sending, first of all, you guilt, and it prevents you from getting where you are, but it then also provides this guilt that you're sending to another person, and you're sending out to the world guilt. You don't want to do that, okay? Like, for example, with this one top mortgage person I was working with, that I said, instead of feeling guilty about not being with your son, just start saying to yourself, I love having quality time with my son. See, it changes everything. That's your prayer. Whatever you're thinking about is your prayer. You don't want to say, I feel guilty because I'm not with my kids enough. Okay, because what that does is that sends them guilt, and that sends, God says, okay, I'll answer your prayer and give you more. You're not going to have quality time with your kids. But when you say, I just love having more quality time with my kids now. Okay, but now think about business and that, I wasn't very good with that client, or I didn't get back to him, and that guilt, just forget about that. Okay, it just gets in your way. But here, folks, is the number one thing that gets in all of our ways at some time or another. And it's fear. So I want you to think about, what do you fear? Are you afraid to make that call? Are you afraid to, call me and say, hey, what lead program? How can it be free? Why do you give that free? Just stop all that. Just give me a call. I'll just give you the lead program. It's free. Okay. Then what are you afraid of? But so I want you to think about your fears, that, I'm new, I don't know very much. Forget that. If you keep on saying that, that's what you're going to be, okay? But I want you to write down, just literally write down, hey, what am I afraid of? What the hell am I afraid of? Is there anything to be afraid of? Do you know that anger, sadness, hurt, shame, guilt, and fear, you know what all those things are? They're imaginary. They're not real at all. I always use the example of my wife, Sharon. We're laying in bed. She starts talking about, I read this, and, somebody got, robbed 2 blocks from here, and, and the world's going to hell, and there's a fire over here, and somebody got killed. And she seems like there's 100 men standing at her with a knife, ready to knife her, okay? It's all in her head. This is all in your head, okay? And so take all of that anger, that sadness, that hurt, that shame, and that guilt, and especially that fear. Say, you know what? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to kiss it goodbye. Just say bye-bye to it. And let's step out. let's step out this quarter. Let's step out next year. Let's step out into our lives and call it the way that we want it. And let's step out with God and have God as our partner. Instead of praying to God about all the things that we don't want, let's start praying and saying the things we do want. Okay, so that's step 3. And again, normally I never take you through that, but I want you to recognize what the hell's in your way. And it's those things. It's not the economy. It for sure isn't the real estate industry right now. Okay, it's booming. That whatever you're saying that's in your way, you made that up. It's imaginary and it's like a shadow, and I want you to shine your light. And when you're connected and when you're in the flow of life, and just ask, like that's one thing you can write down. I ask to be in the flow of life now. And when you are, you'll just see it just starts flowing and the magic starts happening. And I'm sharing with you, the magic is going to start happening with you by the time we're done here within just a couple of minutes. Okay. Now, I want you to tell the universe what you want. Specific to business right now. Again, you can use this to other areas, but what do you want? You could start by, I want to increase my business more than I've ever had in October, November, and December, and more than I've ever had in a year in 2021. I want to connect with people. I want to use these lead programs. I want to select a lead program that is best to me. Help me, God. Show me the way. The Father does the work, okay? So you just need to ask. Show me the way. Which is the best lead program for me? Because see, we have another one that we haven't even talked about, which is one of the top 4, and that is our referral program. It's the best way to just fall in love with yourself and with other people and to be kind and give them, and you will see that you will get it back tenfold. And you'll get all the business. Again, take the money out of the equation. I know so many people that are after the money and they keep on doing, and they get do-do. Okay. That what I want you to do is just start being who you are. You're pure love, and I want you to love people. Again, I have a referral program. I can send it to you. It's 5 40-minute sessions. Okay. So, by the end of today, you can have that lead program. But think about what you want. I want to earn more money than I ever had in the next 3 months. And then in 2021, that I want to build my wealth. I want to have more fun doing this. I want to enjoy doing this. I want to enjoy making calls. And I'll never ask you to do a cold call. These are all warm calls. And just changing that word from cold call to warm calls. Hey, I love that. Or you can call them hot calls because they are hot. They'll make you happy. They'll make the other person happy because you just want to connect with people. And what do you do? And what do you say to them when you call them? We have all the answers. Again, that's in that new training on what to do. You just be authentic. You be who you are. How you doing? Wanted to let you know about real estate. It's booming. And you're interested in the American dream and right sizing, whatever that may be. If you're an apartment, I can get you into a place where you can start building your wealth. I mean, there's just a million things that you'd share. All the good news, share your knowledge with. Okay. And so I want you to start writing down what you want. So write down those things on what you want. Start your business. So I want the referrals to come in on a consistent and regular basis. Again, I don't want you to get so specific where you say, oh, I want to make $1 million by the end of the year. Just don't do that. Don't put that pressure on you. Just make it easy. I want more referrals. I want to attract more friendly, common-minded, wonderful, fun people that become my clients and are my ideal clients. Okay, I want to attract more ideal clients and then write a definition of what an ideal client is. Similar-minded, fun, listen to what I say, they got money, act with credit. Start calling forth what you want. You can't be thinking about, oh, that damn client doesn't have enough money. You'll just start enough down payment or good enough credit. That's your prayer, and God will give you more of those clients. Stop talking about and thinking about what you don't want. Now, okay, so we've identified, where we are now. We've identified what's gotten in the way. It's us, our own fears, okay, our own shame, our own guilt, all that silliness. And then we stated what we want. And now I want you to just write these and I want you to feel it, that I just want you to start writing like the beginning of these sentences, and then you can fill in the blanks, if you will, later. But something like that, and like this. I can't believe how easy my business has grown. That is a magical sentence, guys. I can't believe how easy my business has grown. Okay, all the things that you wanted, this is the last step now. Well, second to last step, actually. But just feel about how it's already done. It's a done deal. I can't believe how easy my business has grown. I can't believe on how much money is flowing to me in amazing and magical ways. Okay, can't believe on how much money is flowing to me in amazing and magical ways. It's not just your real estate. You'll see, you'll be getting all kinds of stuff. I played this, what was it, like a pick 4 or something. And I just do this for fun whenever I feel good. And I won $350 on it. And it was a quick pick. I have no idea what the numbers were or anything. I just said, hey, you know, I'm going to be lucky today. And then I saw that one, and the next day I go check it, won $350. And I have no idea how much that thing works or, you know, what it is. But, you know, it's all fun. Money can come in infinite number of ways, but we have to be open for it. And can't be saying, oh, I'm going to count my pennies. Stop counting your pennies and just start finding pennies. Find coins on the ground, you know, whatever. So here's another one. This is just incredible on how easy and fast that all of this prosperity has come to me. So again, this is just incredible on how easy and fast all this prosperity came to me. When you say that with that emotion, that the universe has to respond, God has to respond and say, wow, that person is lit up. They are feeling good. I got to bring them stuff to match that feeling good. And what they'll bring you is that. And then your cup will overflow it with more things to feel good. Okay? So those are magical. And again, you can play with that. And I would suggest you invest the next hour playing with that and just saying some magical things and asking for some magical words. Oh man, it's just spectacular on how all this business has come. I just love out of the blue business coming to me, these referrals coming to me. The whole world loves me. I'm irresistible. You know, you just keep on saying all that stuff. And like I say, and it's real general, you know, you're not getting specific. I know Joe decided to do a 1.2 million, none of that stuff. You just do it. And the universe, and so here's the key, is the universe has to match that. Wherever your energy level is, it's going to bring it on and give you more of it. And that's called the law of attraction, okay? And so what do you want to bring on? All this, oh, this is tough, and I'm sick, and you know, or do you want to bring up, hey, my business is flowing up, that I got great health, and you just start saying that to yourself, and then you will see the magic happens. And then the last step is give thanks, appreciation. The word is appreciation, greater vibration than the word grateful. Appreciation means together we did this. You and I. Who's you and I? It's you. And it's God. Okay? It's the universe. And so you brought it on, and then you have all of these people. And we, for all of us, because we are here to help you, love you, and support you, just like God and the universe is. And so you have all of us to help you with all this expertise, from Rebecca investing to, to Ryan and his great ways that he shares love and gets all this business, to Teresa and first responders, and we just go on and on. And so we're all here to help you. And so let's stay connected. And so let's say give thanks. And so again, I'd close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and we just give such thanks and so appreciate and how our businesses are now growing, how together we are growing, how we are happier, we are lighter, we've lightened up, that we're in a state of allowing, that we know that we have the power to be able to ask and receive, and we have now asked, and we've asked for that thriving business for this quarter, for next year, and forevermore. And we give thanks for all of this, and this is now done, and so it is. Amen. La, da, 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 da. All right, thoughts
So
and comments.
I have a thought. So I've been reading your book, Think, Feel, and Grow Rich, right?
Yeah,
And so that's the only thing I would kind of add to this. I see other folks and they've told me, well, I've done, positive affirmations, or I've done this and I've done that. And I said, but how do you feel when you're saying those things, right? How do you feel when you're writing those things? And if you're not feeling good, if you're not singing, if you're not saying it and laughing out loud and truly, genuinely feeling good, you can't trick God. You can't trick the universe, right? It's your feelings are the ones that are going to really dictate whether or not you're truly saying it to say it, or just you're really feeling it. So that's the only thing I would add is, don't do this if you're not wholeheartely into it, because it's not going to give you the results that you're looking for.
that's right.
And I would just say, have fun with it, and take the pressure off yourself. That's the only thing I would kind of add to your thoughts there.
Yeah, beautiful. Barbara, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I want to just disagree a little bit that I think you should still do it, even if you're not feeling it, because the more you do it, the more you start feeling it.
That's great. That's great. You actually just are enhancing it, Barbara, because, hey, if I'm not feeling it, that if I just start doing it, that I will start feeling it. But the key is I got to get to feeling.
Hank, and I used to think he was really full of it. I would practice these things, and it would happen, and I couldn't explain it any other way, but it happened because of my actions. And so then I had to stop saying he's full of it. Every time I really put that in practice.
Well, I hate to tell you, but I actually am full of it. I'm full of God, baby.
So,
Ryan?
Hey, one thing,
but I think you should do it whether you feel it or not. You have to do it, and at some point you will start feeling it.
There you go. You bet. Thank you, Barbara. Ryan?
so here's another one of Dr. Hank's book. It's called Good Feeling Thoughts. And what it has, each day, I don't know how many, there's 7 lines on there, but today's, I'm focused on the answers and solutions. I receive the fullness of who I am. I tune to my high frequency of positive emotion. It is so fun to have physical evidence of more financial improvement flowing to me in a variety of ways. As I breathe and relax, I'm given more and more good feeling thoughts. The more good feeling thoughts, the more cells thrive. I am happy now. And what I do is I read this every single day. And if it, put it next to your throne, and while you're at your throne, just read a little bit, or set it next to your bed. But every day, there's a good feeling thought that we can read to lift up our vibration and lift up who we are. And I think what ends up happening is little by little we change. And even if we're wherever we're at in life, no matter if we're going through some turbulent times, we're in fear, we've got
Oh.
all it is God's expanding us to help us to grow and to help us see these higher and better opportunities in our life, not only for ourselves, for the people that we love.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful. You bet. Absolutely. Well, listen, everybody, we're out of time here, and it's 11:11. That's a magic number, baby. It's 11:11. So, you know what we do? That make sure Thursday you come to your Real Estate GPS to Success. That it is magical. It'll tell you all the ways that you will build your business and income, have a much better life. And we leave with, you can watch my income rise.
you can
watch my income rise.
As more and more we magnetize.
As more and more we magnetize.
We like to laugh and have more fun.
We like to laugh and have more fun.
as we increase our income.
As we increase our income.
Woohoo! Moolah, moolah, moolah.
Yeah, yeah.
Moolah, moolah, moolah.
Hi, Lisa. I see you there for the first time. That's great. Welcome. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Hello, Lisa.
Say to Barbara that I just text her a message, see if she's interested.
Oh, great. Okay, great. Great, Barbara. See, there you go. There you go, Barbara. You got your partner there. Thank you. We love that. Okay, well, listen, everybody, we're out of time, but know that there's all the time in the world. And just contact me. Let me know how I can help. Love you all. Just a magnificent, magical time we had. And thanks so much for being on. And then again, we'll turn off the recording and then we can talk if you want to